Welcome back, friends. Last time on the channel, we learnt all about how the outer core of a bell mould is produced. Like with all moulds, they come in two parts and fit together. And now it's time to create the dead space inside of the bell. But before we can get going, Sam has to set up the workspace.
Setting up the core table with a core plate and strickle to make a core. First things first, I don't know if you can see very well, but on there is stamped 2'6", and then the plates are adjustable, so I can adjust the thickness of the internal shape. Obviously, if you look on the back side, you can see how thick the plate is from the rest of the strickle, so I can adjust the thickness, and that adjusts the weight of the bell. Just covering the holes so the sand doesn't fall through when I start piling the sand on. So sand doesn't
Why are there
fall
holes
through.
in the first place then?
Stoney, why are there holes in the core plate?
When cores used to be originally made, they used to be made with loom, and similar to the holes in cases, you would use the holes in the core plate as like a key, so the loom would squish through it, dry, and then just act as a bit of a key. So if the core ever wobbled or when you were moving it or anything like that, it wouldn't just slide off.
Alex, the new Foundry helper, possibly one day apprentice, and Sam are working side by side, fixing the strickles and aligning the core plate to be straight.
Point that's holding the core plate up. That's at 19. Because I've adjusted those two sides, I've brought them up. It's leveled out this side a little bit more and essentially brought it down. So now I've got 12, 13 and 13, whereas that one started out at 14. So that's about 8.5 centimetres. Oh, I've put my hand in glue. 7.5. 7 3/4. 7.5. That strickle will only do 2'6", but the plate thickness will adjust the bell size into a small variable of tunes. So obviously you've got like A sharp, B flat, B sharp, that. I don't know what it will make, because that's obviously in Gerda's area. But this will only make a 2'6", and the varied thickness adjusts the tune note. And this plate, because we've got the inches across sprayed on it, will maybe make either a 2'6", a 2'6.5", or a 2'5.5". It will vary maybe half an inch either way. It just depends on the case sizing, because the case sizing, depending on thickness of brick, which you've seen as mould before, that can adjust the total overall diameter of the case, which is what obviously locates to the edge of the core plate.
So in summary, the bell size can't change, but the plate, note and tone can, based on the thickness.
This is the sand mixer, and this bit is the screw. So all the sand goes into your hopper, feeds down into your screw, where the barrels pump resins and catalysts in, and then the screw inside will churn up all the sand with the resins and catalysts, binding it all to the sand grain. Drops out the bottom into our mixer, not our mixer, our wheelbarrow, and then we can go and use it.
After piling the sand on top of the core plate, Sam now has some material to mould using the strickle. He guesses he's got about 10 minutes to work with the sand before it starts to harden, and then repeat until it's complete.
Yeah, any spare goes in the middle. That'll help key the next layer.
Yeah.
A nice crisp guide edge. That's because it's got resin and that in.
Once the shape is complete, the surface of the core is sealed with a special coating. This protects the sand during casting and helps prevent the molten metal from sticking or burning into the mould. The coating is then carefully set, often using heat, to ensure the core is fully hardened. At this stage, the core may look simple, but it's one of the most important parts of the entire casting process. Any inaccuracy here will affect the bell's thickness, balance and tone. A perfectly made core provides the foundation for everything that follows. With the inner mould complete, the bell is ready for its counterpart, the outer mould, which, if the timing is right, has been lettered and sat in the oven overnight to dry. We have a whole mini-series on lettering, so go check that out if you're interested. As always, thanks for watching and being part of the bell making journey with us into the new year. Please let us know, what is it you would like to see more of on the channel? Your feedback and content ideas are always welcome. We'll see you next time.